Good evening to our viewers watching on television and those joining us online across our social media platforms. I'm Colin Abrams with the Tuesday, February 10th edition of the Ghana TV9 News. In the headlines tonight, over 716,000 Guyanese to benefit from the $100,000 cash grant under 2026 budget. Brazil's state of Roraima bestows highest civilian award on President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. DJ faces trial in infamous Raghus Bar sexual assault case. St. Stanislaus College sets new standard for school accountability with biometric access. And Tupui Group listed among delinquent contractors after Bellevue pump station delays. Now for the news in depth. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali has been conferred with the Order of Merit for Tisau Hakim, the highest civilian honor of the Brazilian state of Roraima. Receiving the award on Monday, President Ali hailed the distinction as a symbol of the ever-deepening economic and diplomatic alliance between Guyana and its southern neighbor.
The honor was conferred during a formal ceremony attended by senior Brazilian officials, including the Vice Governor of Roraima, senators of the Brazilian Republic, the President of the Legislative Assembly, the President of the Court of Justice, President of the Court of Auditors, municipal leaders from Boa Vista, and representatives from the private sector. In his address, President Ali expressed deep gratitude for the award, describing it as a singular honor received not only in his personal capacity, but on behalf of the government and people of Guyana. She said the recognition symbolized the strong and growing economic relationship between Guyana and Roraima, and more broadly between Guyana and the Federative Republic of Brazil.
Such recognition affirms our shared efforts, dialogue, and vision for cooperation have not gone unnoticed. Order of Merit for Zuking carries with it great historic and symbolic weight. It represents resilience, foresight, and the enduring importance of frontier regions as spaces not of division, but of connection, opportunity, and shared destiny. It is therefore especially fitting that this honor be conferred in recognition of economic relations, for it is through cooperation across borders that prosperity is most sustainably built.
President Ali highlighted Roraima's strategic position as a vital economic frontier linking northern Brazil, Guyana, and the wider Caribbean. He praised the state's development in infrastructure, agriculture, energy initiatives, and cross-border trade, describing Roraima as a dynamic and forward-looking state with significant growth potential. At the same time, the president pointed to Guyana's own period of transformative economic development, driven by strategic investments and a commitment to inclusive and sustainable growth. He said this transformation compels Guyana to deepen regional integration and ensure that development benefits neighboring countries as well.
It is therefore my firm expectation that the parallel growth trajectories of Guyana and Roraima will serve to accelerate investment and trade between our two jurisdictions. The possibilities before us are significant. Expanded agricultural cooperation, improved transport and logistics linkage, enhanced energy collaboration, and greater movement of goods, services, and people. These are practical pathways to shared prosperity.
The head of state also underscored Brazil's central role in advancing South America-Caribbean integration, citing the country's economic scale, technical expertise, and regional leadership. Guyana, he said, values its relationship with Brazil, which is grounded in mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and shared development goals. He added that a strong relationship is essential for growth, development, and building lasting partnerships, and should be recognized and supported. Reaffirming Guyana's commitment to closer ties with Brazil and Roraima, President Ali said his government is determined to remove trade barriers, improve connectivity, and create an enabling environment for private sector engagement, guided by the principle of economic cooperation, must ultimately serve the well-being of the people. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
Guyana is one step closer to local government elections after the Committee of Supply on Monday approved over $6.9 billion for GCOM's 2026 operations. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, the Honorable Gail Teixeira, also cleared billions for critical social and political infrastructure, including a significant $900 million boost for the Men on Mission Housing Initiative and an increase of $34.6 million allocation for the Office of the Leader of the Opposition.
The Committee of Supply has approved more than $6.9 billion for current expenditure for the Ghana Elections Commission, GECOM, including funding for the hosting of local government elections later this year. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, the Honorable Gail Teixeira, confirmed on Monday that the allocation fully covers election-related needs, including temporary election day staff, ballots, transportation, printing, training of polling day workers, and payments to scrutineers. She noted that while the 2026 allocation is lower than of 2025, local government elections are less costly than general and regional elections, and some previously purchased materials can be reused.
The Appendix T, as you know, but the actual program in the GCOM is two programs, one that deals with elections, one that deals with more administration. So they've catered for transportation, printing materials, training of the staff that works on election day, as well as the payment of scrutineers, etc. So that's all included in the budget. So although it's slightly less, it's not a huge gap when you look at the cost for the general elections versus the local government.
Additionally, the Office of the Leader of the Opposition has been allocated $34.6 million in the 2026 budget, an increase from the $32.5 million provided in previous years. The allocation forms part of a broader Parliament office budget, although the main opposition party, WIN, has not yet identified a location for its office.
T is under subsidies and contributions to local and international organizations. So the $50.581 includes the Leader of the Opposition. You want to know what the Leader of the Opposition?
Yes.
$34,670,000.
Thank you.
And that's current only.
Meanwhile, Minister Teixeira assured the committee that strict inspections and verification processes are in place to ensure only eligible beneficiaries receive support under the Men on Mission Housing Initiative. She explained that the $900 million allocated in the 2026 budget would assist elderly persons, single parents, and men involved in the program, with applicants screened to prevent duplication with the Central Housing and Planning Authority, CHNPA. The minister noted that the Men on Mission initiative, launched in 2022 by President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, aims to reshape attitudes among men, reduce gender-based violence, and encourage positive community engagement through workshops, community outreach, and housing support. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
In a stunning twist, Trinidadian national Gabriel Harrigan was deported from Guyana Tuesday morning, just days after being cleared of cybercrime allegations. Harrigan was lured to the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, for questioning, only to be ambushed by immigration officials and rushed to the airport for the next flight home. The move follows a firestorm of controversy involving allegations of leaked intimate images that had gripped the public. Despite the charges being dropped, sources suggest his employment status may have provided the legal opening for authorities to expedite his removal and quit the growing unrest. While the Ghana Police Force has yet to comment, the sudden expulsion is being viewed by many as a tactical move to settle a high-stakes scandal. By leveraging immigration protocols, officials effectively bypassed further court battles, ensuring a controversial figure was out of the country within hours of his detention. Since the launch of its biometric attendance system on September 8, 2025, St. Stanislaus College has transformed its administrative landscape, securing measurable improvements in staff punctuality and institutional accountability. This high-tech shift, which monitors both teaching and auxiliary staff, is part of a broader Ministry of Education initiative to modernize Ghana's schools and ensure consistent classroom instruction.
Deputy Headmistress Najuma Grenade says the biometric attendance system, which records attendance through thumbprint and facial recognition, has already had a noticeable impact on staff punctuality and reliability. According to Greenwich, teachers are now arriving earlier and more consistently, with attendance times accurately recorded through a time-stamped system that logs the exact moment of a staff member checks in.
The impact is that we've had teachers coming,
early or more regular. And in terms of, registering the correct time, so to speak, on the system, right? Because it's time stamp in terms of when you put your finger there or your face, that's the time that is registered. That's one of the reasons why we install the system because we are big on accountability here.
She explained that the move was driven by long-standing challenges with the school's handwritten attendance register, which was not only time-consuming to maintain but also open to errors and abuse. In some cases, incorrect times were recorded or absences went unnoticed until days later. While the rollout faced initial resistance from a small number of staff members concerned about legality, Grenade said she consulted with the Chief Education Officer CEO before proceeding. After those discussions, the school moved ahead confidently with the system. The biometric setup allows flexibility, offering thumbprint, facial recognition, card access, or passcode options. At St. Stanislaus College, thumbprint scanning is the primary method, with facial recognition used as an alternative when needed. Greenwich added that the system has significantly reduced administrative workload. Attendance data can now be generated daily, weekly, or monthly at the click of a button, making reporting faster and more efficient.
And I know, for instance, there's one teacher, she has an issue with her fingers. So sometimes it's not necessarily being registered on the system. So we did a facial recognition for her. The system it's very good. It's less bulky in terms of monitoring the time book. You don't have to, if somebody's late, you have to go to the time book originally and, draw a red line. So we don't have to do that anymore.
Overall, she says the transition marks a positive shift towards transparency, efficiency, and accountability within the institution. Madonna Dork, Guyana TV9 News.
We'll be back after these short messages. Stay with us.
Want to place your death announcements and in memoriam messages on Channel 9? Call 592-761-5006, 710-5008, 600-5006. Or visit our office at Lot 85A Lamaha Street, Albertown, Georgetown, Century 21 Building.
Guyana Channel 9 is now Guy TV9, proudly under new management. We're building stronger with a balanced and open platform for all advertisers. Whether you're promoting a business, service, or event, your message belongs right here. So choose your spot, news, primetime, or anytime, and reach viewers across Guyana. With affordable rates and professional service, Guy TV9 is your partner in progress. So visit us at Lot 21A, Lamaha Street, Georgetown, in the Century 21 building, or call 600-5006 or 761-5006. Guyana TV9. New leadership, fresh outlook, real results.
Welcome back. You're watching the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. The Ministry of Agriculture has listed Tupui Group Inc. among more than 25 contractors deemed delinquent, according to the Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa. During the consideration of budget estimates in Parliament, the disclosure followed a question by opposition MP Ganesh Mahipal regarding whether the company continues to benefit from ministry contracts. Tupui Group Inc., owned by social media personality Mikhail Rodriguez, failed to complete the $865 million Bellevue Pump Station project despite receiving a $182 million advance. Only 10% of the work was completed. The remaining works are now being carried out by Geico Construction and General Services. A 36-year-old DJ has been committed to stand trial for allegedly inciting the sexual assault of a young woman during a widely condemned incident at Ragu's Bar along the Suicide Public Road, East Bank Demerara, in July 2025. while one of his co-accused was freed of the charge.
A DJ has been committed to stand trial for allegedly inciting the sexual assault of a young woman during a widely publicized incident at Rahu's Bar along the Suez-Dyke Public Road, East Bacadamarara, in July 2025. The only Freitas 36 of Kuru Kuru, Suez-Dyke Linden Highway, was committed by Magistrate Tamika Clark following preliminary inquiry proceedings at the Friendship Magistrates Court. His co-accused, music selector Ryan Ramnarine, was discharged after the magistrate upheld a no-case submission advanced by his attorney, Bernard De Silva, ruling that the prosecution failed to establish sufficient evidence linking him to the offense. The charges arose from events on July 13, 2025, when a 20-year-old woman was allegedly drugged and publicly raped at the bar. According to earlier reports, the victim told investigators that she was assaulted by 3 men while patrons looked on. The assault was captured on video and later circulated widely on social media, triggering national outrage and condemnation from government officials, civil society groups, and members of the public, particularly over the failure of bystanders to intervene. In the aftermath, authorities shut down the establishment. Several individuals were questioned or arrested, and calls intensified for stricter enforcement of laws relating to sexual violence and public safety. The incident became one of the country's most high-profile sexual assault cases, renewing debate on accountability, bystander responsibility, and protection for women in public spaces. Another accused in the matter, Barry Sullivan, has also been committed to stand trial in connection with the incident. Colin Abrams, TV9 News.
More than 716,000 Guyanese adults are set to receive $100,000 each after Parliament approved over $73.6 billion under the 2026 national budget to finance a nationwide cash grant program aimed at easing cost of living pressures.
The funding was cleared during deliberations in the Parliamentary Committee of Supply following hours of examination by the parliamentary opposition. The initiative targets 716,261 citizens with eligibility based strictly on Guyanese citizenship and age 18 years and older. Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips confirmed the approval while addressing lawmakers, noting that the allocation forms part of a broader spending for disaster preparedness, response, and social support under Budget 2026. He explained that the disbursement of funds will begin once the budget is formally passed, after which the Ministry of Finance will finalize logistics and publicly announce the timelines and methods for payments.
For example, catering for the one-off cash grant program. Some $72.5 billion will cater for that activity.
Prime Minister Phillips reminded the committee that President Dr. Irfan Ali has already given assurances that the cash grants will be released promptly following the budget's approval, stressing that preparations are already underway to ensure an efficient rollout. Addressing questions surrounding registration, the Prime Minister clarified that the majority of beneficiaries will not be required to register again. He pointed out that more than 600,000 persons were successfully registered during the previous phase of the program and that this existing database will be utilized.
For planning purposes, we're catering for 716,261 persons.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Mr. Chair, could the honourable member state when would the disbursement begin?
Mr. Chair, we are at this phase where we have a budget. As we pass this budget, the Ministry of Finance will start the preparation for the disbursement of this money, and the people of Guyana will be duly informed as to how soon we will start the payout. Our President, His Excellency, has already communicated to the Guyanese people that this money will be paid after the budget 2026 is passed.
However, Phillips noted that the database will undergo a review and update process. A new registration exercise will be conducted to include approximately 14,000 additional individuals who may now qualify, while also resolving outstanding issues from the earlier distribution. He added that these measures are intended to ensure accuracy, fairness, and full national coverage. and said the Ministry of Finance will release further details on registration procedures and payment arrangements in the coming weeks. The $100,000 cash grant program represents one of the largest direct cash transfer initiatives under the 2026 national budget, as the government continues its push to strengthen household support and economic resilience nationwide. Adana Dorg, Guyana TV9 News.
In the local music scene, a familiar face is looking to reclaim his throne. Clifford Alabama Charles, who made waves as Ghana's first ever dancehall monarch in 2024, has officially thrown his hat back into the ring for 2026. After a strong second place finish last year, the Lodge Housing Scheme native says he has the perfect anthem to return the crown to his community. Here's more in his latest bid for the title.
Them no want the use them fi grow out here. They want them fi cut them here and trim them bare. But when they use them balling out, them don't care. How them behaving like them don't care.
Alabama first etched his name into Guyanese music history in 2024 when he captured the inaugural dancehall monarch title at the Kitty Seawalls. Performing near the historic 1823 monument, he captivated the crowd with his hit song, Wandan, delivering a high-energy set that electrified the audience and firmly established him as a powerhouse on a local dancehall stage. He returned in 2025 with renewed hunger, placing second with his song Batman. While the crown narrowly slipped from his grasp, the performance reaffirmed his staying power and growth as an entertainer. Rather than discouraging him, the experience sharpened his resolve and set the stage for what he believes will be a victorious comeback.
Well, this year is all about taking dancehall back to what dancehall was, whereas we want the clean dancehall, the fun dancehall. We want the dancehall whereas we bring out our queens and left on the machine. So my song is called Pull Up, where it says, DJ pull up, dance full up. When the bomb squat, roll up, pull up, dance full up. Hot girl start, roll up. She says she want dance with the X Factor. Let she man home, that's her next chapter. Him ticky fully done, but she head fracture. Can't lock she in a cage, where you take that for? Everybody just a feel nice, so we no bother with the bad vibes. This is dancehall, this is our life, YOLO. No, you can't live twice. The DJ pull up.
Oh wow! You know that song just take me back to
Back in the days.
back in the days.
And things, it's like, we want to bring back the dancing of dancehall. People in dancing who in dancehall.
Beyond competition, Alabama is on a mission to reshape the narrative of modern dancehall. He argues that the genre has strayed too far into themes of guns and negativity, losing the vibrant spirit that once made it a celebration of life and movement. Through his music, he aims to revive that essence with good vibes, infectious rhythms, and music that brings people together on the dance floor.
17 to 21, I was in the system. So, and I realized those were the time where I needed to be growing and becoming an adult. And because of my bad decision, it put me in jail. So I raised my ears and I said, that's not for me again. So I use music as a message, not just for myself, but to encourage other youths not to follow my path, because I know what I could have been if I didn't get that 4 years of incarceration. I could have done much more if I had my head on. So my job and my message, like my first song, them no one to use them to grow to. It's always youth friendly and a positive message, because I want the youths to shine. I always encourage that the youths are the future.
His message is shaped by lived experience. Alabama openly acknowledges past mistakes and the influence of bad company, noting that being deported from the United States became a turning point in his life. As a full-time artist, he is determined to use his voice to guide young people away from crime and destructive choices. His story, like his music, is about growth, reflection, and the belief that with focus and determination, a better future is always within reach.
Full up, hot girl start roll up, pull up, dance full up. When the bomb squad roll up, pull up, dance full up.
Adana Dork, Guyana TV9 News.
Turning to regional news, a 32-year-old man was shot and killed in Kingston, Jamaica early Monday morning in what police are calling a possible case of mistaken identity. According to reports, at around 12:45 a.m., armed men drove up to a vehicle parked along Gordon Road off Slip Pen Road and opened fire. Tevin Sherwood, a local resident, was washing at the car at the time and was struck by bullets. He was later pronounced dead. Investigators believed Sherwood may not have been the intended target and that the gunmen were likely seeking the vehicle's owner. Internationally, major international airlines began suspending flights to Cuba the day after the Cuban government warned it had run out of jet fuel. The shortage rather follows a White House executive order by President Donald Trump that threatens tariffs on any nation supplying oil to the island. According to reports, the fuel crisis will affect all international airports for at least 1 month. Several major carriers have already adjusted their operations. Those are major headlines for tonight's newscast. For more trending stories, follow us at our Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube platforms at GUI TV9. I'm Colin Abrams. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.